Fab, I wanted to begin, with some sad news, obviously, as you noted this past weekend, and the official news came out that super agent Mino Raiola, the tragic news regarding his passing. So sad. You wrote a great thing on the Guardian for it.
Thank you.
Just not just about his career. Everybody knows how much of an influential name he's been, from representing Dennis Bergkamp to Ibrahimovic, etc. His imprint on the football world, but just who he was as a person. And Fab, you said that so well, how people loved him, people hated him, people respected him, people, feared him, etc. So I just wanted to give you this moment, Fab, to just some words on Mino Raiola, specifically due to the sad news this past weekend.
Yes, really terrible news. Let me say that it's been really terrible because we know since a long time that Mino was in bad conditions. But then when is the moment for something like that is shocking, even for the family, even for many players, because many of the players were really destroyed. I can tell you that Zlatan Ibrahimovic, with a special relationship with Mino Raiola, in the last week has been, I'm told, every single day in the dressing room of AC Milan, totally silent, not speaking with any teammate. He's like destroyed, but really destroyed. And it was a really good moment for AC Milan, but Zlatan is destroyed. And this makes you understand why Mino was so special for his players, because he was ready to the war with the clubs, to clash with the clubs, but his mission was to give his best to his players. As you mentioned, and as I always say, Mino was hated in football and loved by the players, because his clients were loving him, really, for what Mino did for them. But at the same point, many fans in football were not happy with his attitude, with his strategy. But at the end, in his mission as an agent, he was absolutely perfect, I think. He changed the game. He changed the communication of the game. I still remember really how the fans of Juventus were chanting his name when he brought Matthijs de Ligt to Juventus. And I still remember that from the car at Juventus Stadium, where he had the medical test before signing the contract, Matthijs de Ligt received some chants from Juventus fans, but then all the fans were going crazy for Mino Raiola, chanting his name. And this is something different. The agents in the world of football for many, many years were behind the scenes. No one knew about them or the names or something like that. Mino changed it with the communication, with the commissions, with crazy commissions. And so the top clubs knew that if you want to negotiate with Mino, you need to do something crazy. And so that means big salary to the players. So he was a genius, maybe not a saint. So I'm sure that he didn't want to be mentioned like a saint or a fantastic person, but he was a really smart guy. He was a really smart agent, and he was a game changer. So I'm sure that in the world of football, we will lose an important part, a key part of our world, of the transfer market, especially because he really changed the game and he was able to do something incredible sometimes. So I'm really sad, but I'm sure that his family will do a great job in the future.
Well said, Fabrizio. And he came from nothing, and he built his empire. And to me, anybody that does that deserves as well a lot of recognition of what he did. So my condolences, and Fabrizio, beautiful words regarding his passing. Condolences and wishes to his family and loved ones. This is a business, obviously, as everybody knows. It's not all just personal, and Mino Raiola leaves behind a legacy as well as an industry and an empire, right, of the players that he represents. It might be too early for this, but what's the next moves now for his empire there, Fabrizio Romano? Who takes care of these players? Who takes care of the legacy that he leaves behind?
Yes, I see many stories now. It's normal to see many stories on this. Someone is saying about agents, players becoming agents to help the families. Someone is saying that some players will join other agencies. So we have a lot of stories. The reality is, I want to be 100% honest. Now, the family, Raiola family, they don't even know what is going to happen in the coming days. Of course, they were preparing something, but now they are obviously focused on different things. And I think in the coming 2-3 weeks, we will understand more. Many players want to be loyal with the Raiola family and continue with his cousin, Vincenzo Raiola, who was always with Mino, who was the right hand of Mino. And so this is why I'm sure that he will try to do his best, and his mission will be to keep all these players. But we will see. At the moment, we have a lot of stories like this one about Zlatan Ibrahimovic becoming an agent. It's a story that we have here in Italy, but at the moment, I have still nothing confirmed on that one, even because Zlatan doesn't want to speak about it. Zlatan wants to respect Mino 100%. He's feeling the moment, as I mentioned before. So this is why I think it's going to take 2-3 weeks before we understand what happens. But now all the player wants to be respectful and wants to wait some weeks before deciding what they want to do.
I'm imagining that includes Erling Haaland, Fabrizio Romano, because Erling Haaland was supposedly meant to make some official announcements, I guess, of when he was going next, or his next decision, regarding his future from. It may not include Borussia Dortmund, Oxford, but I'm imagining due to these news, that's going to take some time. Paul Pogba as well, I'm imagining that as well will take some time.
Yes, of course. It changes the timing. For example, also Mazraoui to Bayern was a deal that was verbally agreed, but they can't sign because of this Raiola situation, so they need to wait a bit. Of course, it changes the timing of some decisions. I'm sure that maybe without this Mino Raiola situation, the situation of Erling Haaland was already clarified. So this is how it works. Unfortunately, it's life. It's not football. It's absolutely normal. But I'm sure that in few weeks we'll have final answers for Haaland. For Pogba, it will be at the end of the season. So I think it will take time. It will be end of May. But the situation is, as you mentioned, we need to wait a bit and see what's next.